Welcome to Raleigh, North Carolina, Carter Finley Stadium and home to the NC State Wolfpack. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the SMU Mustangs, taking on the 13th ranked team in the land, the NC State Wolfpack. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. The Mustangs will put total leather to crank us up. Out of the end zone. He stopped at the 23, a couple yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. So the NC State Wolfpack offense is on the field and ready to start the game. Last week was a tape they'd rather just put right in the dumpster and forget about it. David, how does a guy bounce back from a game like the one he had last week?
Well, hopefully he burned that tape, because that was not pretty. That was not what they're wanting to do, man. Just turning the football over, not enough productive plays, and so how do you bounce?
Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground here, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
And the defense snows him under after a very short gain. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Wilson to pass. Unloads it left. It's complete. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line. NC State with the 1st and 10 here. Looking downfield on 1st down. Moving away from pressure. He's going to take off. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your offense here on the opening drive of this game. They're in a really nice rhythm. They've got real good balance going on right now, and they've got the defense on their heels.
Got enough space. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Wolfpack.
Now, coaches always talk about starting fast and taking that opening drive and really setting the tone for the football game, and that is exactly what they did. And they finish it with a good brand of physicality, running the football, ending the drive, and getting off to the 6-0 start.
So SMU's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. They got an incredibly efficient performance from this guy last time out. Now, Jesse, it's about making that a consistent thing.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing watching that tape back from his last game is the ball never touched the ground, David. It was amazing. It wasn't that he was so accurate throwing the ball deep down the field. It's just that the ball was always going to the open guy. He did a really good job checking it down, taking the profit when it wasn't open downfield. That kept the offense on schedule. That's really important for this offense today.
And when you're watching it as a defensive player and coming this football game, man, you know this is going to be a challenge. I better get pressure on this guy. If I let him feel comfortable, you'll see another day like last week. I mean, that dude was accurate. Almost every ball was caught. They were in rhythm. They're going to have to find some creative ways to get him off his spots and make him feel uncomfortable.
And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. On the run, it's Marshall. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And the Mustangs are in the hurry-up. Back to pass, it's Russell. Fires to the big fella. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the Pack on third down. Now the play fake. Looking to the big tight end. Got his man downfield. He was working his way toward that goal line. They'll stop him at the 2 after the big play up top. On first and goal, they have a chance to answer with a score of their own. Quarterback on the keeper. And they can't punch it in with a first down run, and the defense has one stop.
It doesn't matter what run play you have called, if you're running it inside or outside. If the defense gets penetration, everything is done. And you saw it on that play right there. Great job by the defense.
Once again, finding nowhere to run against this defense. He's knocked down immediately.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run pass.
Touchdown, SMU! Quick strike through the air for the score. Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was, we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. And we're taking shots. We need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Wilson will throw. He's moving out of the pocket. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love this slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
Fires left. Oh, what a play. It's intercepted. So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Got it behind the line. It's Marshall. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. Back to pass on second down. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Now well within striking distance as that third down play gets him a first at the 29. We've played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see if someone can get the edge in the second quarter. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Motion from the wide receiver. Grab behind the line. It's Cooper. Spins away from the defense. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. The Mustangs want to pick up the tempo. Using his legs, it's Marshall. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Every time we speak to defenses before they play this guy, they all know he's going to get the ball thrown his way. They always come up with creative and exotic ways to try to cover him in the back end, but they're never able to get it done. This guy just beats coverage time and time again, and with that last catch, that's now his 15th receiving score of the season.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29.
And that wasn't a big gain, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Trying play action. Here's the pressure. Chucked it away just as he was hit. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be 3rd down.
Really nice job by the defense. They know the quarterback was outside the pocket. They were still able to get a hat on him just as he was trying to make that throw and force the incompletion.
On 3rd down, he drops the throw. Gets it out fast. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down.
Really nice job on that play. Quarterback and receiver being on the same page. Quarterback not telegraphing the throw, and the receiver does a nice job finding the soft spot in the defense, just settling down and giving his quarterback a nice target to throw to.
Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
And he gets home again, continuing his production. Last week, 2 sacks. This week, already a sack in the first half. This guy has been on a sack tear.
Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
You got to love the aggressive nature this defense is playing with right now, and you're seeing the athletes and the dudes they've got up front. A sack on the last play. They hit the quarterback on this last one. Now 3rd down.
Turning it on. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. North Carolina State defining efficiency on this drive. Wilson to pass. It's complete to the right. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. After losing a couple of yards, it's now 2nd and 12 as they try to keep this drive moving. Just keep slinging it. Quarterback floating away from pressure. He is guided out of bounds, and they'll mark it at the 28. NC State comes to the line to deal with 3rd and short. Looking to throw for it. Throws to the tight end. Complete to the left. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down. NC State started this drive with terrible field position, but now a little room to operate. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater. Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Wants to go up top. Buys a little time with his feet. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, North Carolina State! Looking for the time with the extra point.
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
And he tacks on the extra point. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. These 2 defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like...
He's got it along the sideline. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. Back to pass, it's Russell. Oh, he wants it all. Got it in stride at the 15. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. The clock winds down to 2 minutes, and we will take a pause for the 2-minute timeout. 1st down here for the offense. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Got some room, headed to the goal line. slice it to the house. Touchdown, SMU.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. NC State quick to the line. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. And here's a fumble way behind the line. And the defense got it. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Plenty left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Now, we'll hang on here. The coach is calling a timeout. He wants the officials to take another look. Thinks he's got a good shot at getting this one overturned. So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They've been nothing short of spectacular so far. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Mustangs.
And the offense continues to run the football. The second rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes. Continue to feed this man the ball.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Wilson will throw. Quarterback on the move, still looking. Found a little bit of room there to get it up to the 30 before going out of bounds. NC State might think about going for a big one on 2nd and short. Looking to fire. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment. They've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
He's got an open man. At the 40, there he goes. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Wolfpack will have 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Looking to scramble. Trying to make magic with his feet. Down to the 32 and out of bounds right there. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Back to pass. Fires to the wideout. Got his man to the left. And fired the completion there in the red zone and set up at the 13. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the first down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. From the red zone, looking for a space. Complete with conviction on the crosser. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
Nice patience by the quarterback there. He had his receiver running a crossing route, but the QB knew it was zone coverage, so he's got to be careful and make sure that he hits him in a window. He did that right there.
Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Wolfpack! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
That's exactly what this offense needed to do. You talk about answering at the right time, right before the half, close this gap, create some momentum, go into the half, put something together, try to come out with your hair on fire and win this second half.
And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. To the ground. He's got it again. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out.
The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to throw, it's Russell. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a 3rd down stop. He'll do it himself. Nice move to pick up yardage. Picks up the first down. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. One more snap coming before juice boxes and orange slices. To the air on 1st down. Pressure coming. Still looking. Pressure is all over him, and he can't get it off. Down he goes, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, one of the best environments in the game, and Raleigh has given us a fun first half. And this has just been a passing clinic, really, by both offenses. They've effectively stretched these defenses, forcing the secondaries to cover every blade of grass, and they've still racked up big plays. Man or zone, pick your poison, or lay some blame at the feet of those pass rushers who can't do anything against the maulers on that offensive line.
The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They start this 3rd quarter with the lead, but they might want to think about shoring up that protection.
Yeah, the good news is you're leading on the scoreboard. The bad news is your quarterback doesn't feel like it because you can't protect him. So David...
He smashes his way through again. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Man, that one is going to make this quarterback sick to his stomach. That's almost always automatic for him.
Yeah, that's pitch and catch. That's day one. When you go out and watch practice, the ball very rarely hits the ground unless you have a defender because these QBs and wide receivers are so good. But man, just a mishap, a little overthrown.
Wants to throw. It's Russell. Fires to the tight end. Working their way closer and closer. A 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that first half, so in the 3rd quarter, they come out, and the quarterback looks like he's still dealing. This has been a really nice drive. That was a really nice throw. Just keep doing what you're doing if you're on offense.
And the Mustangs want to crank the tempo.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
Gets it inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line with a pickup of 4. He'll pull it on the read. Find some fresh air. There he goes. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown!
defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Conference USA action right now, fellas. Wait till you see how things are playing out. Louisiana Tech is getting smoked today. This is an eye-opener. It's a type of game that can just demoralize a fan base. They're trailing by...
Touchdown, NC State! Special teams proving to be special. Boy, nothing electrifies a stadium quite like a return for a touchdown.
It's always so exciting because you don't see them very often. You got to go so many yards, 80, 90 yards at a time. What a great job by the returners, showing the speed, providing the electricity. There's a reason they're all jacked up, and it's because of that awesome kickoff return.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. That lead has been sliced to 7, and now they'll try to put something together here. Leaves it with the running back. Pushes ahead for 2. They'll mark it at the 17. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Caught in the backfield. It's Singleton. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the Pack on 3rd down. The short hands, it's Marshall. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker.
Remember back when I played for the Florida Gators, if you had 3,000 yards passing in a season, you might be an All-American. I know times have changed, but with that last completion, this guy's already over the 3,000-yard milestone this year.
And this team needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you've got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
To the air, it's Russell. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
Yeah, and I like teams that are aggressive. When offenses go empty and spread you out, you only got so many guys to protect your quarterback, and the linebacker comes through and hammers the quarterback and gets the sack.
First one of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. He'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
It was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
He'll try to do it himself. He's knocked out of bounds as he gets it across midfield and down to the 46. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Got his man on the right. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. The Wolfpack with a 1st and 10 here. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. 1st and goal now as NC State tries to find a way to score. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And this is an area of the field, man, who can be more physical. And you know I'm going to run the football a lot of times on these goal-to-go situations. 1st and goal, can I be physical? Can I get closer? The defense won that physical battle. Interested to see now if the offense thinks they can still run, or do they go to the passing game?
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Wolfpack! The offense cashing it in on that drive. point here will tie the game. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
He's brought down to the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. Showing off that weight room work as he gets across the 20 and up to the 22. The Mustangs racing to the line in the hurry-up. The give on the option. Finds a little space. It's a fumble! And they are fortunate to avoid the turnover as the fumble goes out of bounds. And you could just feel a collective sigh of relief when that ball rolled out of bounds.
Yeah, that defense, they looked excited. You see all those bodies trying to run over and jump on that football? That offense is very lucky that thing trickled out of bounds.
How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down?
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
And they're able to make the tackle. So now it's 2nd and long. Now on the option. Quick toss. Shakes off the defender. He showed off the stiff arm, but apparently he needed a couple more. A lot of defenders around to stop him. Back to throw, it's Russell. Got his man. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32. What a ride. It's been through the first 3 quarters of this game. We are all tied up. Let's check out some stats. These two teams about to find out what they're made of as we open the 4th all tied up. They go back to work for the first down in the final period of this one. That's caught. It's Cooper. He's run out of bounds, and they'll say he stepped out at the 27. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Off play action. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
Makes the grab. It's Johnson. And they pick up just a few on that completion. The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a 3rd down stop. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Grabbed in the middle. It's Johnson. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. Dropping back, it's Russell. Lets it fly. Touchdown, Mustangs! They've got the lead here in the 4th. This game must be moving so slowly for this quarterback. He sees everything 2 or 3 beats ahead.
Way ahead. I mean, it's been really, really easy. I better get some more hits on him. I better do something to make him feel uncomfortable. Because right now, it's just like, oh, you're running that? Yeah, that's easy. I mean, he's already read your mail. You better change the address, do something different.
NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. And now they get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The Wolfpack put themselves in a hole here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. He wants to go deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And the defense is playing with a sense of urgency right now. Obviously, they're playing with the lead. They know this offense needs to find a way to generate points, expecting a shot on that last play, so nice job in coverage.
He's not afraid to go deep. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down.
That is such a great play by that defender, and how many times on deep balls do we see PI? Do we see pass interference? In situations just like that, that defender did an outstanding job.
He was working his way on the return toward midfield. They'll stop him at the 46. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back.
Breaks into the open. And there they go again with another huge gain on the ground. He's finally run out of bounds. And the Mustangs, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Quick release on the RPO. Trying to hit him with a quick game on 1st down, and nothing doing there.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front 7 tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
Finds his tight end. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And now the lead is extended a little further. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. He'll return it. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. North Carolina State has it back on the offense, headed to the field. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Wilson to pass. This time it's complete. All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move.
Hey, down in the 4th quarter, you better have a dude at the quarterback spot. They do, and they're going to trust him, and he's going to have to continue to deliver like this.
He tries to take the top off. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Oh, what a cut. Knocked down at the 43-yard line, and the interception has him set up in plus territory. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. Be interesting to see what happens here on the 2nd drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Catch inside the 30 and still running. Racing down the left side. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, SMU! They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
Well, we know the game of college football is always evolving and changing, and one of the biggest reasons why is the quarterback evolution. Dual threat quarterbacks. You're seeing 2 great examples in this game so far. Both guys can hurt you throwing it. Both guys can hurt you running it. It's been the running attack for both of these guys that's been the big story so far.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Right down the middle. This time he's got his man. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. Wilson will throw. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on 3rd down. On 4th down, looking for the completion. They finally get him on the ground, but not before he rips off enough for a first down. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Looking to throw on first down. Slings it downfield. And the defense making a play, getting a hand on that pass. Trying to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. NC State going up tempo. Looking downfield on first down. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark. NC State comes to the line to deal with 3rd and short. They'll try to run for it. That defensive front just flat whipped them as they knock him down for a big loss. Still firing away as they'll go down swinging. And they got him. Didn't have much of a chance on that one, and a fitting way to put a capper on this game. Guys, this is a story we see every single year in college football. Ranked teams losing to unranked opponents. Whatever the reasons, it adds to the flavor of a season.
It's so good because we all love the upsets, and then if you're the team that got that ranked win, Jesse, you start to build your resume, start to build some momentum. So this squad got a good win today.
They sure did. They put the rest of college football on alert with that huge win. And for the team losing,